Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another session, another episode of Making the Mark with Atara Estes. And on today's show, we're going to touch on Sound the Alarm Outreach, the S.T.A.O radio, where we will touch not only the listeners in their hearts, but we're going to pierce their souls. Because Sound the Alarm Outreach is raising awareness, and has always raised awareness on domestic violence. And for those who have survived, may not be living the life that they want to live, but on today's show, we're going to talk about the cry for help. The cry for help that one cannot imagine unless you are walking a mile in your shoes. One that will make you reflect, trigger, have anxieties, paranoia, and trying to figure out when does this nightmare end. Making a mark is just making a statement in today's topic. A cry for help. We don't usually know when to say we need to help, but we know we need the help. We don't know when we're going to exit out of that situation, but we know we do need to go. Safety is very important when you're dealing with someone who is abusing you mentally, verbally, physically, financially. It can take a toll on your body. It can take a toll on your mind. It definitely will take a toll on your spirit. You don't know which way you're going to go. You don't know who you can really talk to without them judging you. But I want you to know from my own true experiences, you can make it. The will in your innermost being will allow you to stand up against the test of times when you don't know how you're going to keep going from one day to the next. And if you have children, how do you protect them? How do you keep them from seeing what mommy is going through? So I'm going to dive in on this segment on every Thursday, touching points on S.T.A.O radio show. This is not the regular platform, but I feel the necessary need to bring it to the forefront and to keep it at the forefront. To make our voices be known, carried loud and proud, that we take back the power that was once taken away from us, that we have the strength, we have protection, we just have to ask for it. I'm going to read over an article that I came across that talked about the agencies surrounding us, emphasized local support available for domestic violence survivors. This comes from Spokane County, has the highest rate of domestic violence in Washington. And this ad was posted February 3rd, 2020. So this is very current news. Spokane, Washington, local agencies are once again emphasizing the resources available to help people in abusive relationships as police investigate the murder of a Spokane woman. Yashir Rajah is accused of lighting his ex-wife on fire. She was found dead inside a burning car in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood of Spokane at the end of January. Abitha Baraji death is the latest in the string of violence in eastern Washington recently. In December, police found 24-year-old Alana Johnson shot to death. Her boyfriend and the father of her child, Joshua Forrester, was arrested and charged with the murder. Then in January, police found a woman tied up and beaten at a South Hill home. She used Alexa to call for help. Once her boyfriend left the home, the woman told authorities her boyfriend had abused her. Those are 3 examples among thousands that happen each year in Spokane County. which was the highest rate of domestic violence in Washington. The problem is so serious, a group of local agencies, leaders, and groups have formed a coalition to address the issue. Spoken Regional Domestic Violence Coalition created a powerful documentary late last year, which aired on nearly all local news stations, including 4 News. In it, a woman opened up about the terror and pain she experienced at the hands of someone she once trusted. It's a storyline many other women and men in Spoken know all too well. There are an estimated 13.7 domestic violence incidents per 1,000 people in Spoken County. That's more than double the state average. According to 2017 data from the Department of Social and Health Services, Lutheran Community Services District Director Erin Williams Hyder has heard the stories behind those statistics. She's also on the leadership committee for the county coalition. William Hyder explained that this abuse does not discriminate based on race, class, or background. When we look at domestic violence, we see exactly the same patterns of behavior in every community about power and control, Williams says. Abuse can take many forms, including physical, sexual, emotional, economical, and psychological. Both Lutheran Community Services and YWCA are leaders in providing help to those who are experiencing this kind of trauma and their families. Those organizations are a small part of a larger effort between nonprofits, hospitals, law enforcement, and other agencies to dispute the patterns of abuse in Spoken County. The End of Violence documentary was just the start of their work. Next, we will be working on how do we move forward on our systems. How do we make the systems friendly to victims when they come forward? How do we hold people accountable when they're arrested for domestic violence, Williams said. Part of the responsibility falls on community members. Williams said, one of the most powerful ways to help someone is to listen to them when they come to you. It's important to take time to hear them out before it's too late. It's really difficult to hear about. It is really difficult to wade through life knowing someone went through something so terrible. That's why it's important to be talking about violence in a preventive way and not waiting for it to be on the news, Williams said. Very valid point. We need to be speaking abroad in a preventive way. I have been a spokesperson for a very long time, and I am just getting started. I speak to women all around the world, and I want to speak to you. If you know someone, if you know a group of women and young girls that need to hear my survivor story, book me for your next event. We're going to talk. We're going to dive in. We're going to talk about it in different parts, however way you want this to be brought forth, to make our young women be aware of the signs of that's not love, that's abuse. We walk in silence for a very long time, carrying the burden, carrying it in silence, not wanting to be judged, not wanting to be ostracized, not wanting to be talked to any differently, but this is a fragile subject. It changes your entire life. Me being a survivor of domestic violence, sexual violence, emotional, psychological, it broke me at one point in time. And it has taken a very long time from that trauma to really get back to the place where I am today. And it doesn't mean that it is all gone. It reminds me of how far I've come. So I choose to move forward each and every day, trying to keep my healthy boundaries and protect my peace of mind. One thing you have to understand, we can replay the trauma that has happened to us over and over and over again because it was so real. It touched us and it broke us. It broke us to the core, to where you couldn't find any pieces to put back together again. Depression is so real. Post-traumatic stress disorder is so real. It would trigger you into a mental breakdown. But I'm here to let you know, you can live again. Yes, you can. It takes time. You have to give yourself time to get reacclimated back into society, to be able to trust again, to be able to love again. But guess what? It has to start with you. I reinforce each and every woman that I come in contact with who have experienced any form of violence to take time out to heal you. Don't go back into another relationship so quickly, because there's too much sting in what has happened before, and you will carry it into the next relationship. And it's not just women who are being abused, but the mass majority are women. So I don't leave out my men. I do not leave out the men who are being touched by violence. Domestic abuse does not discriminate. It doesn't discriminate against your race, your color, your sexual orientation. It doesn't. Not even your economic status. It does not. So I come under the sound of my voice as a survivor. And this year, in September 13th, 2020, I will have made 18 years surviving being blindfolded, shot, and left for dead. I was thrown in the trunk of a car, if you have not heard my story before, and I was left for dead. I survived. I had a daughter at that time, a 1.5-year-old, which was her father, who actually committed the crime. And I want you to know, because you survived that, there's the aftermath of healing that has to take place. Healing that we all need to experience. One that is available to us. I want to leave some very important resources, because this is just the start of our Thursday segments. If you want to hear more on how to live again on S.T.A.O radio show, I recommend you to be listening and tuning in on all of the radio podcast stations that is available to be heard on. S.T.A.O radio show can be heard on Spotify. It can be heard on iTunes. It can be heard on YouTube. It can be heard on SoundCloud. Put in Sound the Alarm Outreach or S.T.A.O radio show or Atara Estes or Making a Mark. You will find the message that is for you. The local resources that I want to leave for whoever is listening and is ready or planning to be ready. YWCA 24/7 hotline is 509-326-CALL. YWCA 24/7 hotline is 509-326-2255. And this is for the Spokane County. If you are tuning in, listening to this broadcast, if you are from that area, there is an email, help@ywcaspoken.org. Spoken is spells SPOKANE.org. Lutheran Community Services 24/7 hotline is 509-624-7273. You can text that number Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5 p.m. or Friday, 8:30 to 3 p.m. There's also Safe Passage 24/7 hotline, which is 208-664-9303. And I will leave another national hotline number, because even though I read the article for Spokane County, I'm sure that people want to be able to have a national number to be able to reach. But those numbers will also refer you to the other resources. So do not be discouraged if you're calling and you need to reach someone right then. It is available. Let me get to my community resource page. And if you are needing more information from this broadcast, go to ataraestes.com and click on the Community Resources tab. It gives you all of the national contact numbers as well as our local in Missouri. We are located in St. Louis, Missouri, but we have national numbers on that resource page. Do not think that you're alone, because you are not. You are not alone. There are professional people on that crisis hotline that is ready to assist you. And the National Domestic Violence Hotline number is 1-800-799-SAFE. 1-800-799-7233 or 1-800-787-3224. Please, if you're needing a way out and you're needing any resources, community resources page is on ataraestes.com. Click on the tab page of community resources. If there is not a resource for you on that page, please feel free to email me at ataracebookings@gmail.com. Request what you need, and I will research it and send you the information that I found. You are not alone. I want to be able to assist you in any way that I can. Any way that I can. I will connect you to the resources that are available for you to connect to your community locally. This is what this is all about. Raising awareness, making you aware, and giving you a choice on when you are ready, how to connect to your resources. So, I hope you like this show. I hope it has been empowering. I hope you find ways to share this page with others who may be in this bubble, because they are in a world different than your own right now. So they may stand off into a bubble. If you find someone to be in that situation and you cannot reach them, let them listen to the podcast. I know how hard it can be to start over when you thought that this was it, this was the life that you really wanted for yourself. And it just turned out to be something of a nightmare. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the end of your story. It's not the end of your journey. If you woke up today and you heard any of this, I promise you, God has a better tomorrow for you. I want you to lean on your strong will to live. Lean on your strong will to move forward. Lean on prayer. Lean on meditation. Lean on God. Lean on you. You have the power to do all things through Christ that strengthens you. That is my favorite scripture that I hold on to when I feel like I can't do anything. God reminds me I can do all things through Christ that strengthens. Don't be discouraged. Don't be dismayed. Trouble don't last always. God is here for you. I want to read coming from Matthew 19:26. Jesus looked at them and said, "With man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." He wants to help you out. He wants to help you go through. So take him with you. You can make it. You can do it. And it's done. Protect your peace of mind. I thank you for listening to Making a Mark with Atara Estes. Once again, this is our Thursday segment of sharing of S.T.A.O radio show, which is Sound the Alarm Outreach. We have a book, I have a book called Damaged Goods, My Journey, which is on Amazon. I am asking for your support in purchasing this book that is on Amazon. You can find this on my main website as well. All proceeds go to help towards me raising awareness in the schools, in the churches, and wherever I get booked to speak to the men and women, the boys and girls, about dating violence, sexual assault, domestic violence, and most of all, my story. This helps me to move forward, and those proceeds go towards that mission. The book is on Amazon, Damaged Goods, My Journey, for $10. Share this podcast with someone. Let's get this message out. I'm working on a new project, and the project is an educational book, one that you will be able to utilize the tools and the practices that I was able to utilize to help me to move through my day-to-day. Because a lot of people are asking me, hey, how did you get to be so focused and so driven and look like nothing ever happened to you? Well, things did happen. And you don't see the behind the scene things that I have to go through to maintain. Not that I'm faking anything, but every day is not a good day. Every day you're not going to be bubbly sunshine. But I would say I've regained a lot more substance in my happy day than I'm not happy. My unhappy days are no longer overtaking me. My happier days, I fight for that. My joy, I fight for that. My peace, I fight for that. My children, I fight for that. The love that God has for me, I fight for that. And I want you to learn how to fight again, love again, live again, laugh again. Life is wonderful when you heal and go through. So I want to be able to show you, after you've gone through the storm, here's your rainbow and what it looked like. Will you heal on this journey with me? Will you take all the adversities that tried to tear you down and take that pain to turn it into your purpose? Will you take that frown and turn it around and bring all the joy that God says that yet I am here? You get a chance to regain your step, your pep in your step. You get to skip and you get to feel your heart flutters again. Yes, you get to enjoy life and that more abundantly. Is that okay? Is that okay? So do me a favor, listen to all the previous podcasts, enjoy the message, because I think I'm getting my rhythm back now. S.T.A.O. radio has its own station, but I'm sharing it on Making a Mark. You want to know why? Because once you know how to live again, you're about to make a mark like never before. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to combine, and then we're going to allow us to live. Live more abundantly. Live more freely. So stay tuned for tomorrow where we have Freedom Freestyle Friday. It's one of those topics that it can go any which way. I don't know if I'm going to talk about youth segments. I don't know if I'm going to bring a guest on. But whatever I do is going to be our Freedom Freestyle Friday and getting our Friday going. And I know I had posted that we're going to be doing 7 days a week, but I think I'm going to use my Saturdays to really get my show content together for the rest of the week. So it may be due to a rerun. So I'm going to be pushing out all of the podcasts that I have hosted for the past weeks and let that get into your spirit so you can be ready for the next segment for the next week. So we're going to do this in moderation. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for helping me build my platform. Share this on your social media website. Find me on all the social media websites, from LinkedIn, Atara Estes, Twitter, Atara Estes, Facebook, Atara Estes. I have a business page called Estes Worldwide Travel. You get the best discounts to traveling. There's some specials going on. Help me. I got CBD oil. Yes. For those who deal with anxieties or insomnia, aches and pains, CBD, I'm going to be touching on the health components of CBD oil and letting you know probably tomorrow. That could be a Freedom Freestyle Friday, speaking on and elaborating on what is CBD oil, how does this work, and it doesn't have THC. So I may dissect some of that on my Freestyle Friday just to let you know things that are on my page is relevant, and I would love for you to be a part of it. So I love you to life. Be good to yourself first and to one another. Until next time, I want each and every one of you to love someone. Tell them you love them. Check on them. Check on your friends. Love on them. Life is too short to keep it all to yourself. Spread the love. Peace.